Mitchell Johnson woke before her alarm, her eyes opening to the familiar cracked ceiling that looked like a map of places she had never been. For a moment, she forgot what day it was. Then her heart remembered fast, beating faster, heavier, as if it was trying to warn her or encourage her, she could not tell which. Today was the day she would walk into a world that had never been built with her in mind. She sat up slowly on the thin mattress, careful not to wake her mother. The room was still dark, but dawn was already pressing gently against the small window, pushing in pale light and the distant noise of the street. Somewhere nearby, a bus conductor shouted. A generator coughed to life. A woman laughed too loudly, too early. Ring Road was awake. Mitchell swung her legs over the side of the bed and stood. The concrete floor was cold under her feet. She crossed the room and stood in front of the uniform hanging neatly on a nail hammered into the wall. She stared at it for a long time. The navy blue skirt looked too clean for this room. The white shirt was too bright, as if it did not belong to dust and struggle. The blazer carried a crest sewn with green and gold thread, elegant and heavy with meaning. Kingsbridge Royal Academy. The most expensive secondary school in the city. Her throat tightened. God, she whispered, barely moving her lips, please don't let me be foolish. She dressed carefully, smoothing the skirt again and again even though it was already perfect. When she turned to put on her shoes, she realized her mother was awake, watching her quietly from the mattress. You didn't sleep, Mrs. Johnson said softly. Mitchell smiled. I did. Small. Her mother sat up, pulling her wrapper tighter around herself. Years of waking before sunrise had shaped her body into one that never fully rested. Her hands were rough from carrying baskets of vegetables. Her eyes were tired, but kind. Come, she said. Let me look at you well. Mitchell stepped closer. Her mother's breath caught. Oh, Mrs. Johnson said, smiling and shaking her head. See my daughter. You look like someone that eats breakfast every morning. Mitchell laughed, the sound trembling slightly. I eat, sometimes. Her mother reached out and adjusted the collar of the blazer, her fingers lingering. Listen to me, she said, her voice dropping. Where you're going, people will smile with their mouths and fight with their hearts. Don't let anyone make you feel small. Mitchell nodded, though fear sat in her chest like a stone. A car horn sounded outside. They both froze. That must be them, her mother said. The car waiting outside was black, long, and shiny. Neighbors had already gathered. Some stared openly. Some whispered. Some smiled proudly. Others looked away. Mitchell hugged her mother tightly. I'll come back, she said. I know, her mother replied. Just don't come back broken. As Mitchell stepped into the car, she felt like she was crossing a line she might never be able to cross again. The city changed as they drove. Roads widened. Buildings grew taller. The air itself seemed cleaner. When the car finally stopped, Mitchell looked up and forgot how to breathe. Kingsbridge Royal Academy rose before her like a palace. Tall iron gates gleamed in the morning light. Lawns stretched endlessly, greener than anything she had ever seen. The buildings stood proud and polished, white and gold, as if dust had been forbidden from touching them. She stepped out of the car and felt immediately out of place. Students walked past her in groups, laughing softly, their shoes spotless, their bags expensive. Perfume floated through the air. Confidence clung to them like a second uniform. Mitchell adjusted her backpack straps and took a step forward. And then she saw him. He was leaning against a pillar near the main building, laughing with two other boys. He was tall, his posture relaxed, as though the world had never demanded effort from him. His skin glowed warmly in the sunlight, his hair neatly cut, his smile careless and bright. Girls passed by him slowly. Some pretended not to look. Others looked too much. A few giggled loudly, hoping he would notice. Eric Lawson, a girl whispered nearby. The billionaire's son. Mitchell looked away immediately. Not my word, she told herself. Not my problem. But as she walked past, she felt something shift. When she glanced back briefly, she saw that he had stopped laughing. And he was watching her.